nerds who are going to be sitting around eating pizza and trying to build a robot. It's opened a whole new world for me.
Before I got in, I honestly didn't know what to expect.
I had no idea what to expect.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
My career, my entire life.
The way they solve problems is unbelievable.
Ready to address big problems.
It helped me to take the initiative and problem solve.
I thought it was just like a small little organization, and it's so much bigger than I ever thought this would be.
So I expected to get some electrical training. I'm prepared to be an engineer.
A whole different perspective of what I want to do with my future.
This is what I want to do. This is so cool.
Good morning. Welcome to the 2014 Kickoff. I'm Don Bosey, the new president of FIRST, and I'm joined here this morning by two gentlemen who really need very little introduction, Woody Flowers and Dean Kamen.
So we're excited this morning.
We have over 2,700 teams this year. Almost 400 of them are rookies.
Whose names are scrolling across your screen right now.
92 kickoffs. Countries having kickoffs: Australia, Brazil, Canada, Israel, Mexico, and of course, the United States. We're here to do three things: say thank you for what you've done, welcome the new folks, and launch this year's madness. We're always trying to come up with new ways to keep things fresh and push the boundaries. So we're doing things a bit differently this year, making changes throughout the season from kickoff to championship.
Kate and Colin from FIRST are on location with this year's field, and we'll be checking in with them throughout the show.
Thanks, Don. Hi, teams. I want to start by thanking all of you who filled out the Kit of Parts survey after last year. We review the feedback, learn a lot from it, and hope you see improvements.
And thanks to the more than 100 teams that sent in their shirts. We're here on location as engineering puts together the new field. Before we take a look, let's walk through the structure of the kit. We want to make sure you don't miss out on some good stuff. You can break it down into three components: First Choice, the virtual kit, and the kickoff kit. Let's start there.
Each team will receive a kickoff kit today, soon. Everyone gets a black tote, and rookies get an additional green tote. What's new this year?
There are two new ways to cool motors, with an Ice Cube kit from EBM Pabst or the Sim Cooler from Next Gen Robots. In addition to the new drive face configuration that Frank announced in his FRC blog, there's a second type of micro switch from Honeywell and springs from Vulcan Spring.
We also doubled the number of sim motors. There are 2 in the VEX kit and 2 as separate items. Good stuff. And here comes the field. We'll stay put and have more to show you when we come back later to talk about First Choice.
But next, I'd like to introduce Jim Heppelman of PTC, kickoff sponsor, Kit of Parts supplier, and FIRST strategic partner.
Thank you. It's great to be part of another FRC kickoff. FIRST is really a great program. Back when I was in high school, FIRST didn't exist. Fortunately, I was a country boy who grew up around a lot of machinery, and how it all worked intrigued me. Couple that with good skills in math and science, and I was off to college to become an engineer. In college, I learned how computers could be applied to engineering, and shortly thereafter, I found myself working for an engineering software company. Later, when I saw those same computers being connected to the internet, I realized that this now meant that engineers could be connected and they could collaborate across global teams. So I became a software entrepreneur and set out to make that happen. PTC saw this idea and acquired my company, and over time the idea took off and I became the CEO of PTC. But now I see that the products and the machines that our 27,000 manufacturing customers create using our software are becoming connected to the internet too, so that they can be remotely monitored, serviced, and controlled. I'm talking about all kinds of things like cars and tractors and homes and coffee makers. Things that are not only mechanical, but also smart and connected. Just Google Internet of Things and you will see a major disruptive technology wave is developing. In fact, this phenomenon has become a major focus of the advanced work we are doing at PTC. Smart, connected machines, Internet of Things? That sounds a lot like a FIRST robot, don't you think? Imagine that through FIRST, you are engaged in a neck-and-neck technology race with us professionals. Wow! Think of what that experience means. The jobs you can get, the careers you can develop, the problems you'll solve, the money you'll make, and the fun you're going to have. What a special program and a special opportunity that FIRST is. The 6,000 employees of PTC are proud to sponsor this event and proud to be a strategic partner of FIRST.
Jim Heppelman is a great friend of FIRST.
Don, we've got more than 3,000 great friends at FIRST among all of our sponsors, and they've delivered to us last year in excess of 120,000 volunteer mentors and supporters. What makes FIRST work is this incredible community of passionate technology companies, teachers, parents. It's unbelievable.
Could you ever have envisioned that in the beginning? How'd you get from then to now?
In that first kickoff, I had a slide that said gracious professionalism. After the kickoff, Dean said more gracious professionalism. So the next time I had 6 slides that said gracious professionalism, and it has taken on such a life of its own in the ethos of FIRST.
I think gracious professionalism is as much of a hallmark of FIRST as lots of the other things that make it special. We're really not building robots here, we're building character, we're building self-respect, we're building relationships between kids and the superstars of the real world.
We've come a long way. Good to see FIRST teams and their work celebrated. And it's all because we've had such dedicated mentors and sponsors out there year after year. Thank you. Now, NASA has been a huge part of FIRST growth.
Hello, I'm John Grunsfeld, the head of science at NASA and a 5-time flown shuttle astronaut. I'm talking to you from the surface of Mars. Well, okay, not really, but one day perhaps you will be exploring Mars and it will look something like this. In fact, behind me is Gale Crater on the Martian surface, as seen by the Curiosity rover, a robotic explorer currently on Mars. Teamwork and robotics will be the key to success for a future human mission to Mars. What you're doing will help NASA get there. I congratulate all of you for participating in this year's first robotics competition. But this is more than a game. This experience highlights what you will do in your careers. Experience in this competition is similar in many ways in how we design, build, and test NASA robots. Engineering design, testing some more, real deadlines, and of course working in teams is vital. Creating something like the Mars rovers or the Robonaut humanoid robot currently flying on the International Space Station takes the same kind of ingenuity and creative problem solving as your work crafting the robots to face this year's challenge. NASA looks forward to seeing the innovative solutions you develop and seeing how your solutions might help or inspire development of our future spacecraft, and yes, a future human mission to the Red Planet. Good luck, and above all, have fun.
And I'd once again like to personally thank one of our great long-term sponsors and supporters, NASA. This year, again, they're broadcasting to 92 kickoff locations this event and throughout the season and at our championships. We've counted on NASA for inspiration, excitement, support, mentors for nearly 2 decades now. And I hope in the future you'll continue to give us the kind of support you've given us all along. By the way, speaking of kickoffs, we kicked off another event this year. 5 FIRST robots cut the ribbon on the world's most famous parade, the Thanksgiving Day Parade sponsored by Macy's in New York. And the goal, of course, is to make FIRST part of everything we do in our culture.
That's right. FIRST is out there changing lives. You know, just one example, this great new movement has started in the United States called the Maker Movement. And it's really important. It's related to what FIRST does. And a former FIRSTer, Dr. Dawn Wendell, has now become part of the admissions office at MIT. And because of a lot of her effort, when you apply to MIT, you can put some of your accomplishments, images, videos of the things that you've built into your application. That's very different than it was 20 years ago. Colleges are not looking for just scores, they're looking for evidence that you can really do things.
And here's an example of how FIRST changes lives. This year, over 160 university partners are providing more than $18 million of FIRST-related scholarships. Let's hear from some recipients. And all of you, remember, apply, apply, apply.
Hey, I'm Sarah. I'm Pascal.
And I'm Sophia. And we're all FIRST Scholarship recipients.
We are here at the UNH Emerging Technology Center in the historic Pandora Mill building. It's a resource for students, local businesses, and academics to experiment together on real-world projects.
I'm an alum of Whitney High School Robotics in Southern California. I'm using my first scholarship to go to the University of California, Berkeley this year, and there's no reason you shouldn't try to do the same. One of my team mentors found out about the First Scholarships program for us. Our mentors teach us so much more than robotics. The skills I gained fundraising and grant writing for my robotics teams really helped me when it came time to work on those applications.
I was on Team 4266, New Oxford Robotics. One of my mentors also pointed me to the First Scholarships website at usfirst.org/scholarships. I was surprised to find opportunities that were not just for engineering majors. My scholarship is making it possible for me to major in biology and political science at Wake Forest.
I'm from Team 1425, Error Code 0 in Oregon, and I'm at University of Washington thanks to a Bart Kamen Memorial First Scholarship. I didn't think I had any business applying for a robotics-related scholarship. The competition would be so tough, but I'm really glad that I did. I know kids on my team who didn't apply for opportunities I'm sure they deserve to win. The most recent National Post-Secondary AIDS Study estimated that almost $3 billion in scholarship money, you know, the kind you don't have to pay back, was awarded to over 1 million people in a single year.
Being a firster can make it a lot easier to qualify for some help. You have to check out the First Scholarship page at usfirst.org/scholarships. You'll find almost 900 scholarship opportunities from over 165 different providers. The total value is over $16 million. Most scholarships are available for FRC and FTC participants. Not all awards are restricted to STEM-related majors, but they all value first participation in a specific way.
That's right, about 35% are for any major you choose. They're from schools in 35 states and 4 countries, and the values range from $500 to full tuition. Some of the awards offered by corporations and associations are even portable. You can use them at any institution you choose.
They're a bit like the First rule books. The details count, so read through them carefully. The First Scholarship page has filters that can help you narrow your search. The most important thing to remember is
apply, apply, apply.
No one ever received a scholarship they didn't apply for. You can't start too soon. It's not hard, but it can be hard to get started.
How do you get started? The First Scholarships webpage is a great resource. Go to usfirst.org/scholarships. There's everything you need to get you going.
Good luck, and we'll see you on campus.
Sarah, Pascal, and Sophia, congratulations. Now let's talk about the second way to get your parts, First Choice, the online distribution system hosted for free by AndyMart. Log on to the site and use your first credits to claim items. You just have to cover the shipping.
As of noon today, each team will be issued 450 more credits. There are limited quantities of some items, and it's first come, first served. So move quickly on items you're sure you need. The system will be open through April 18th.
New items in First Choice this year include Texas Instruments Launchpad, bearings from Schuster, and switches for I/O from NKK Switches.
You can find Xbox gamepads from Microsoft, limit switches from Honeywell, V-belt pulleys from FRC Team 1810 and Levick Plastics, tools from Grainger like strap wrenches and job saws.
Thanks to a coordinated and dedicated effort from the Department of Energy, Oak Ridge National Laboratory, America Makes, Tennessee First, and Tech 2020 3D printers. America Makes has also coordinated the donation of 3D print vouchers and software.
So cool. Thanks so much. Meanwhile, engineering has made some progress here. This component looks all wired up and ready to go. Stay tuned to see what it's for.
I'm a rookie, and I know there's a lot of other rookies like me out there this season. And we're in for 6 weeks of hard fun. And sometimes we're going to fail. What advice do you guys have?
You know, you don't wake up one morning and decide you're a creative person and actually make that happen. You have a series of exercises that allows you to develop some self-confidence so that you can rely on being creative. Same thing about leadership, right?
And by the way, Don, watching kids learn how to fail and move on is one of the great things about FIRST, because FIRST is a microcosm of the real world. You know, we develop water systems for the developing world in my day job, and electric generation systems, and artificial organs, and prosthetic devices. And many of them become instant overnight successes after we work on them for 10 or 15 years. And we fail a lot, but we learn from those failures and we keep moving. And FIRST is a microcosm that in 6 weeks they can fail a lot, but they can learn a lot in a very forgiving environment.
You don't tell your guys to go come back with the right answer check?
I looked in the back of the book. I shake the book, I shake the book. It only has the answers to the problems that have already been solved in the world.
How do you think this is relevant to what the kids are learning in school? How is this relevant to their education?
Oh, it's really important that they learn the stuff, that the codified knowledge is really important, but building on that, learning how to go further than that is what's really important.
I think to succeed in the 21st century, you need two things. You need the analytic capability. That's what school teaches you. Math and science, how to analyze a problem, what's been done. We stand on the shoulders of giants. You don't have to invent Archimedes' principle. He gave it to us 2,200 years ago. But after you get all that analytic set of stuff, you need to synthesize it. You need to take all those tools and build something new and different to solve a problem that's never been solved. Schools are pretty good at giving the analytics stuff. We first partner up with these schools and with industry and let them do the synthesis. See why they learn. Why do they have all these tools? Because with those tools, they can solve the world's problems. And in only 6 weeks, they get to solve a pretty exciting one.
The competition is a celebration of all that stuff that's happened up to then.
Look at it this way. Winning the game is fun. It's 6 weeks of fun. The importance of FIRST is that it's going to change the rest of your life. The game is fun. The Chairman's Award will show you how serious FIRST can be in creating your future.
The Chairman's Award, given out each year, embodies this philosophy. We appreciate the leadership and vision of outgoing Chairman Walt Havenstein.
Congratulations on winning the Chairman's Award. And from those of us in New Hampshire, we're wicked proud about all of you guys from San Diego. Why are you named the Holy Cows?
The story is that originally we were called a Fistful of Motors in our rookie year, but we found that it was really unmarketable. Like, we couldn't really do anything with the name. So we were coming up with names on the board, like a whiteboard, and then our school's director came in. And what happened was he was like, holy cow, that's a lot of names.
How does it feel to be the winners of the Chairman's Award?
Really good.
And now let's hear from last year's award-winning team.
My name's Ambar.
Mario. Jeremy.
Henry.
And for 3 years,
The past year,
4 years, I loved being a member of the Holy Cows.
though I joined because of friends.
because I needed an extracurricular activity.
Because I was fascinated by the robots they drove at my middle school.
I was immediately
hooked.
Being on the Holy Cows has allowed me to make a difference in the community.
I have helped raise over $2,000 for cancer research.
And over 1,000 pounds of food for families.
We completed over 13,000 hours of community service in 3 years.
We volunteered at elementary and middle schools to excite kids about FIRST.
I have worked with City Councilwoman Sherry Leitner,
former San Diego Mayor Jerry Sanders,
and the State Superintendent Tom Turlaxon
to improve STEM education in California.
I'm working with the California government
to have robotics recognized as a statewide sport.
Being on the Holy Cows has helped me create new resources for FIRST teams.
I have co-hosted Battle at the Border,
an off-season competition that doubled as San Diego FIRST Day.
I helped design Cow Scout,
the largest database of FIRST competition data anywhere.
And I've turned it into a tool to make FIRST more accessible to the public.
I've expanded Cow Tips, our online tutorials for FIRST teams.
I've helped run our 4th annual fall workshops,
where presenters from across the country came to speak to teams.
I've mentored teams both locally and across the world.
And have hosted one-on-one workshops.
And a Kickoff Build Day for rookie FRC teams.
Being on the Holy Cows has helped me reach out to programs that inspire tomorrow's technology leaders.
I remember high-fiving the winning teams at our FTC tournament.
And seeing the shocked faces as I announced the winners of our FLL qualifying tournament.
I'm collaborating with the San Diego Festival for Science and Engineers
to host a hands-on engineering workshop for middle schoolers.
And next year, I'll be working with them
to hold a workshop for teachers on how to incorporate FIRST ideas into their curriculum.
Being on the Holy Cows has allowed me to give back to the program that has given me so much.
This year, I've worked alongside our neighbors, Team 4160,
to set up a field for Southern Californian teams to practice.
I helped build a mobile machine shop that will be used at every Southern California regional in 2013.
After high school, I helped start a robotics competition for inner-city schools called Pioneers in Engineering.
Before I was on the Holy Cows, I didn't think a career in science and technology was possible.
And though I'm not going into STEM, I've realized how important it is.
I've become a better public speaker and communicator.
I became more confident,
more outgoing.
I've taken on the responsibility to become a team leader.
I decided to study mechanical engineering at the Worcester Polytechnic Institute because of my time on the team.
By being on the Holy Cows, I've gotten an internship at Solar Turbines.
Spaywar.
These kids are my family.
We help each other outside of robotics.
We were there for each other when we lost a team member to cancer.
So we leave with these words by Harriet Tubman.
Every great dream begins with a dreamer.
Always remember, You have within you
The strength, the patience, and passion to reach for the stars to change the world.
We're lucky to have Bob Tuttle and Sherry McCoy, both longtime First supporters, as our new co-chairs of the board. Here's Sherry McCoy.
Thanks, Don. I'm excited to be co-chair of the First board with Bob Tuttle. We're looking forward to an amazing First robotics season. I started at Johnson & Johnson as a chemical engineer back in the 80s and ended up as vice chairman. I know firsthand how challenging it is to be a woman in the science and engineering world, and what a positive difference diverse perspectives can make. We all have an important role to play. As students and mentors, you have the opportunity and power to make the next generation of scientists, engineers, and innovators more inclusive than ever. As head of the world's largest organization of women entrepreneurs, the Avon Company, I engage with women everywhere and every day to help them achieve their potential. Here's what I know about empowering people. They want to get in the game. Grab your friends and get them involved in the First experience. Show them how satisfying it is to solve problems and work together as a team for the benefit of all of us. See you soon and have fun.
In just a little while, you're going to tackle this year's challenge. And you're going to find out that there are lots of ways to try to make this work.
In fact, I think what you're going to find is that grit is something that's really going to define you as you go through this.
You're going to have to try something and bounce back and try it again. And it's very likely that your mentors are going to offer some help.
But we all know that the most valuable thing our mentors deliver is their time, but it makes a difference. So I want to thank here today every mentor for what you have done and what you will be doing for First. It really makes a difference, and it is going to change the lives of a whole lot of kids.
And amazingly, in 6 weeks, you're going to accomplish things that you didn't think were possible.
Speaking of hard work, Kate, Colin, what's going on?
Thanks, Woody. We've covered the Kickoff kit and First Choice. The third piece is the virtual kit. We've added items there too. These parts never actually come to First. They're delivered directly from the supplier to you. We just coordinate the handshake.
Some items are tangible, like Bimba's cylinders. They're back with their 3-cylinder donation. Just let them know the bore and length you need, and they'll ship right to you. Other items, like Vulcan Spring, use vouchers. You'll find some voucher codes in Tim's and more on flyers in your Kickoff kit. Lots of these vouchers became active on December 14th.
The intangible items are all software. New to the virtual kit this year is SolidWorks. We're happy to have them officially on board. We'd also like to welcome products from Tableau, GitHub, and 3D Systems to the virtual kit.
Thank you to all of our suppliers. We recognize them on our website, and a few, like FedEx, National Instruments, PTC, and Rockwell Automation, donate to the kit and are First strategic partners.
Now, let's take one final peek at the assembly here. Matt's installing the Ellen Bradley display in the Alliance Station. It won't be long now until this makes sense. Thanks for having us, guys.
Okay, here we go. This year's game is really different.
I'll give you a little tip. The Alliance members are going to have to work really closely together this year on the field.
Teamwork rules, and will have a big impact on your score.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the 2014 First Robotics game, Aerial Assist.
Welcome to the 2014 First Robotics Competition and this year's game, Aerial Assist. Aerial Assist is played on an approximately 25 by 54 foot field. Alliances of 3 teams each operate their robots from behind alliance walls at the ends of the field. 2 large scoring goals are located at the top of each alliance wall above the driver stations. 2 smaller scoring goals are at the lower corners of the alliance wall. The center of the field is spanned by the truss, which is approximately 5 feet above the floor. The field is segmented into 3 equal-sized zones: red, white, and blue. Additional goalie zones are at the ends of the field, between the pairs of low goals. Aerial assist is played with 2-foot diameter exercise balls, colored red and blue to match the corresponding alliance. The objective of aerial assist is for teams on an alliance to work together to advance the ball down the field and score into their alliance goals at the far end of the field. A ball scored in a low goal earns 1 point. A ball scored in a high goal earns 10 points. Robots that assist their alliance when scoring will earn big bonuses. The match begins with each robot starting in the white zone or a goalie zone. Each robot can be preloaded with 1 game ball. A 10-second autonomous period starts the match. During this period, robots use pre-programmed instructions. Each ball scored during the autonomous period earns a 5-point bonus. 1 set of goals will be lit up and hot during each half of the autonomous period. Each ball scored in a hot goal gets an extra 5-point bonus. And every robot that moves from the center white zone into their own zone during autonomous gets another 5-point bonus. At the end of this period, human drivers step forward to take the controls. As the teleoperated period starts, teams command their robots to score as quickly as possible. A scoring cycle starts as a human player transfers a ball onto the field. Robots can just take the ball and run directly to the other end of the field to earn the basic goal score. But receiving assistance from your partners in moving the ball down the field will add bonus points. Alliances that use all 3 robots to assist the ball through all 3 zones will earn the most points. Throwing the ball over the truss on the way to a score will add a 10-point bonus, and having your alliance partner catch the toss will add another 10 points. Of course, robots will have to be built robustly to avoid damage from falling balls. Meanwhile, 1 robot in the goalie zone can extend upwards to block shots and defend the goals. Alliances try to score as many points as they can during the 2.5-minute match. Good luck, and we'll see you at the competitions.
And now here's the code.
See you at the competitions.
Good luck. Stay in touch. We're going to show you some more detailed field explanations, and these will also be available on the web, so feel free to stick around or not. All the videos that follow this can be found on the FRC YouTube channel.
And now, start your engines.